far. Let's pull it up, make sure people can hear me over on X as I normally do, since that's where most of my viewers are. Looks like we're good. Let me throw a little GM like I always do in the chat for good morning, and here we're off. Yeah, markets opened about 2 minutes ago. Futures were looking extremely flat, like flat as I've ever seen them, like negative 0.06, negative 0.06, negative 0.2. Now we're open, and it looks like NASDAQ up 0.12, the Dow Jones up 0.09, and S&P 0.07. Still, it's about as flat as you can get an opening. Of course, we're in a shortened week with the 4th of July on Friday. Keep that in mind, which for those of you that aren't in America is the Independence Day. So we got that coming up on Friday. So we won't be doing any shows on Friday with the market being closed. But, I apologize for this crappy lighting. I'm going to lose my little picture-in-picture down here. Got to upgrade this lighting. It's been too busy with other stuff. Anyway, let's look at oil, 71.05. So up a couple of bucks from the lowest. Really no war news at all on the timeline. No talk, no, nothing I've really seen. For the last 4 or 5 hours, however long I've been working, didn't see almost anything. Right, so that's just kind of no news about that today. Could be good or bad, who knows? But they're supposed to be having talks. But hey Artie, GM, good buddy from X, over catching me on YouTube, which certainly helps my algorithm. Appreciate you. So yeah, that's today. Just feels like a kind of don't know day. Could be the whole week, but if we can kind of hold on. Hey Scott, GM, man, we've got a story for you. Missed your show today. Didn't even get to sleep till about when your show was starting. It was crazy. Buddy of ours, Jason A. Williams, launched a coin, kind of with I don't know, you probably heard about this Ansem's launches coin. It's like 130 million, but it's crazy. It's only got 1 million of liquidity. I've been staying away from it, but anyway, Scott tells me, I'm just getting ready to go on my hike. Scott tells me about Jason launches coin. I see he has 70%. I checked the, supply control, kind of like doing what Ansem's doing. So anyway, long story short, I jump on there and I start to buy and it starts to take off. Anyway, goes up. I'm up like $2,000 profit. Go on my little hike, kind of a minute hike on a lower area. Come back, stopping at Walmart to grab some water. It peaks out at about 1.8 to 2 million. And my sell data goes out for no reason, unrelated to anything. Restart my phone, put in airplane mode, all this stuff, right? Nothing. Can't even, my wife's sitting right next to me, same cell service, same plan. It's working fine, but she doesn't have any of the wallets or anything. So anyway, I rush home. I can't get I tried to turn on my Starlink, but I don't have my, I haven't used it for a couple of weeks, so I don't have the password and I can't access it. So I run home, bam, it's down. I'm down $100 upside down. So anyway, it's back up a little today, but yeah, because he goes to sleep. It's by this point, it's like 2 a.m. Eastern time. And so anyway, yeah, so I'm pissed. I'm pissed at my phone, I'm not happy. I lost the $1,500 or $2,000. I think I was up like 50. I don't even know. But anyway, yeah, just the timing of that. Like, and here's the problem. I have to do a hard reset, wipe all the data from my phone, not once, but twice. Of course, then nothing works. So I spend the next till 4 a.m. my time trying to get anything to work, right? Anyway, so, I'll spend all day today dicking around. All my passwords gone, everything, having to reset all my wallets, all this crap. So completely unrelated. It's just like, give me a freaking break. Give me a freaking break. Meanwhile, the coin's up and dumps all the way down. So it goes to 1 million, dumps all the way down to 152,000. And then people are saying on the timeline, Yeah, crypto bull run got out. And I'm like, dude, what wallets are you looking at? I actually lost my own money I put in not including the 1,500 or whatever I made. So anyway, it's back playing around right now. It's back up to about 420,000 now. So anyway, I'm playing around with it, but man, funny. It's just so funny. Like stuff can happen like that, right? And of course, if I was sitting at my computer, I would have had redundancy. I'd have had Wi-Fi, whatever. But literally, it was all nothing to do with the coin, nothing to do with anything. My cellular data just decides to go out right then, and I have to do a hard reset. I'm still messing with passwords and all this crap. You know how that is. It's like losing your wallet. You got to redo all your credit cards and stuff. Anyway, it is what it is. But needless to say, I was pissed, didn't get any sleep, and fell asleep during Scott's show. And so I did sleep an hour, I guess, or half an hour. Anyway, but Taco Tuesday, Mr. Heine Toppy Taco Tuesday. Yeah, I was just telling my sob story about and I just felt so helpless, right? We're so reliant on these phones. Like, you lose your cell data. That's it. Simple thing. Why that happened? No idea. But it happened to my phone right when I needed it. But who cares? It is what it is. So oil's up a little bit. So we're at $71. So I have to seem, yeah, Scott, that was just crazy story. It was just more just pissed you off at the phone and screaming at the phone and all this stuff more than anything. But worse things could happen for sure. But anyway, be running a little slow today, but it is what it is. But so oil's down. That makes me think, oil's up, I should say, 0.42 even this morning. So it's 71.05. So it makes me think there's still some uncertainty. I haven't seen hardly any news on the timeline about the war, the talks, anything. Looking at STRC, it was up 12% yesterday. We talked about strategy, what they did. It was in the low 70s, mid 70s, right? Now it's 81.26, up 12% yesterday, down 2.89% today at 81.26. I still think it was a good move. I think it was a smart move on his point, but I think it's down just because the market's down, right? Now the Nasdaq's up 0.26, Dow down 0.28, S&P still positive 0.07. So at least the Nasdaq's taking a little direction. Let's look at Bitcoin. We've got Bitcoin at 58,317, so down 2.1%. This is the daily chart. You can see it's kind of coming down, which makes me feel that it's just we're kind of grinding down, right? If we can't hold, we're grinding down. And you see, we were up to 60,566 yesterday afternoon, held pretty good. And now we're just slow burning down, but it is what it is, minus some kind of catalyst. Hey, Coachmaster, GM, Ethereum, 1553 down 1%, holding up a little better. XRP, $1.292, so $1.03, let's call it, but still down 1.9%. Solana, which has been doing a little better, 72.10, it's down 1.4%. But look, it was up to 76.05 yesterday, and Solana generally is doing a little better than everything else. So anyway, we'll check back, but that's I'm feeling like a slow bleed day today. Our Unkita token had Green Man on yesterday, 31,000 holding its own. Yeah, I had all these plans on using my some of my profits to buy some coins, to buy some Heine coin, to buy some Green Man, and my phone dies on me. Pissed me off. So let it get to me a little more than I should have. But it is what it is. Fear and greed, 15, so it's a little better than it was yesterday. Still extreme fear. I mean, we're literally like 6 months plus in extreme fear. 15, a little better than yesterday. Like I say, I'm just calling for a sideways slow burn today. We shall see. Maybe I'll get some tacos. I don't drink, so I can't have some tequila. That would actually sound so good right now. A little debate going on here. You know, you see a lot of bull posting about Solana. You know, and people are like saying it's a little early, right? You're seeing people, I like Solana or something. It's almost like it's orchestrated, or people are saying they're getting paid and stuff. I don't know. I've been bullish on Solana for 2 years. But you know, people are saying, hey, like Solana Sensei, I don't understand why KOLs are trying to pump Solana right now. Feels a bit too early. Let's go lower first, please. Right now, it feels like people are trying to force a pump instead of letting the market naturally dip a little more. I also believe we're going to trillions, but I'd rather see a healthy dip first than a real pump. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just outperforming a little bit, but there is a little bit of bull posting. Of course, now there's a little bit of, you know, with what Ansem did with his coin. Now I haven't bought his coin because it's 130 million with only a million liquidity. Even Jason's coin here at 372 has 45,000 in liquidity, like 12%, you know? So I don't know. But yeah, that's just supply control and hype and whatever, but it is reviving. People are saying that's why Solana's doing good. Certainly not hurting, but I don't think that's the reason it's pumping, if I'm going to be honest with you. Grant Cardone Capital bought another 282 million Bitcoin. 82 million, 282 Bitcoin. You know, if you've been following him, we're on. He's Grant and his brother Gary on a lot of spaces with him. His brother Gary follows me, so we talk to these guys. We interact with these guys a lot on X. He's doing a good thing. What he's doing with say he raises 300 million, he's putting 50 million in Bitcoin, 250 million in a good real estate investment, getting, you know, long-term mindset. And so anyway, they're now up to 2,700 Bitcoin. So shout out to Grant. I appreciate what he's doing. And I think he's getting the right new people in. People who probably otherwise would not have done it. To be honest with you, it makes me want to invest in one of his upcoming projects just to support him, because I feel like he's supporting Bitcoin in the ecosystem. The White House executive director said, what better way to celebrate our nation's 250th than by cementing the Bitcoin and crypto market structure bill? A lot of positive stuff out there. Of course, they're on their break right now. They come back for like 20 days in August. But, you know, there are a lot of bull posting in the Senate. It's going to pass, whatever. They need 7 Democrats to come over, or they need to nuke the filibuster. We'll see. But I don't know. I'm still going to say it's going to pass. It's so important to Trump, the dollar, all that stuff. But we'll see. I think the general sentiment's about 50. I checked yesterday. I think the call sheet was about 48%. Oh, by the way, some World Cup news, man. I missed everything that happened in the World Cup. I think two games came down to penalty kicks, right? If I heard what I was listening to right, I think that didn't Netherlands lose and get sent home, which is too bad because they were doing good. And then another one was kind of an upset. I can't remember who it was, but I know it came down to penalty kicks. I think 2 of the 3 came down to penalty kicks. So 2 people going home. I can't remember who the other one was, but anyway, hey, Jax Hunter, GM coming over there from X. Appreciate everyone. I see a bunch of people on X listening. Look, it just feels like a slowly sideways grind down day, and it might be the whole week. We're below that. Bitcoin, we're below that 200-week moving average, which is like 62,000, right? And we're sitting at 58. We've closed below it on the weekly and for probably a week of dailies. It just doesn't feel good. So short some really good news with the Clarity Act. That could turn everything around. Short of that, I just feel like we're going to bleed down, you know, into the mid 50s, low 50s, maybe high 40s. People are calling for a lot worse. I don't think we're going to get much worse, but you never know, especially on a flash crash. You can get that V bottom, but yeah, not feeling super bullish about this right now, to be honest with you. But, you know, not super negative, just short term, a little bit negative, but there is a lot of bull posting about this. $2 billion Strive, which I believe Strive is Vivek Ramaswamy's company, and they've been buying a lot of Bitcoin. But he said this is the best buying opportunity for Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is having its IPO moment. Institutional adoption accelerating, ETFs growing fast, regulatory clarity coming. So I don't know. I agree. It's a great time to buy for the long haul. And no matter what, even if you're a bear here and think we're going to 20, 30, 40, it's always prudent to, we're in almost everyone's buy-in zone, even people, mega bears who think we're going much lower. We're in the buy zone, right? You have to be in the buy zone because historically, every time you've bought under the 200-week moving average, you made a lot of money on Bitcoin. So at least we're in the beginning of everyone's buy zone. Some people think it's going lower. We'll see. UA-based Goldman Lamp private bank purchased 120 million euros of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin continues to demonstrate remarkable resilience as a store of value and strategic assets, said the bank. So, smart money still buying. I'm not going to debate anyone whether it's a good long term, though there is some gloom and doom. Bitcoin's going to zero, the Peter Schiff crew and all that crap out there. But the reality is we're just only talking short term. And it feels like we're going lower. I'll give everyone that. Vanity Coffee acquires 10 Bitcoin. Its total holdings to 223. So even little companies are buying it. My contention is every company, every state, every sovereign wealth fund, every country, every fund, every sovereign wealth fund, every family office is going to buy Bitcoin. Okay, so Scott, who is our official on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show, he is our official sports guy. He said Paraguay upset Germany in penalty kicks. That was it. Yes, huge. Paraguay made 4 penalty kicks, Germany 3. It was wild. And then I'm pretty sure that Amsterdam, the Orange Wave, which we're having a lot of fun with, just like we're having a lot of fun with the Scots, man. They were taking over wherever they were. So that's fun stuff. So anyway, yeah, big upset, I think. Germany, that was the first major upset here. So yeah, it comes down to this, right? So, of course, America, I think, plays Wednesday or Thursday. So, looking forward to that. They're playing Bosnia Herzegovina, or however you say that. Yeah, looking forward to that. This was interesting and something we need to think about. This is my guy, Martini guy, pretty big YouTube channel. I've known him since he freaking first got started, was a nobody. But I think he lives pretty sure he's in Dubai now or Thailand or both. I don't know. But anyway, he said this, so we need to think about it. Strategy has paused its buying Bitcoin. After being one of the biggest market and most consistent buyer, that's a notable change. It doesn't necessarily mean the long-term thesis has changed, but with ETF outflows continuing, institutional flows are becoming more important. So, yeah, good, bad, or ugly, however you're looking at the announcement yesterday, they're probably going to pause their buying for a bit. So that could be the catalyst to go lower, which sometimes what you need to flush, So I do think they'll pause other than token, because I think that's doesn't make a lot of sense. And everything they said yesterday, I believe was decently good for what they said. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be buying big bags of Bitcoin till it goes back up, which could draw it back down to its bottom, which is part of what happens. TD Cohen reduced its price target on MSTR MicroStrategies from 400 to 260. The adjustment is attributed to a lower Bitcoin price forecast, not the company's recently announced digital credit capital framework, which the firm describes as incrementally constructive. The bank continues to rate the stock as buy, seeing over 200% upside from its current levels, according to the block. So it's based on what Bitcoin's doing. They were at moderate, incrementally constructive. I think that's how the market's kind of taken it. They are way off their bottom, but we'll see. I'd be a buyer of MSTR or STRC at this point, though I still think the better, less risky is still to buy Bitcoin. We know X money's rolling out. My business partner texted me last night about the 6% interest. I saw our guy Charting Wealth, who hates strategy, by the way, but everyone that's on the GM show knows Charting. He's always on the show. Really smart guy, but he's definitely can't stand MicroStrategy and doesn't like it, and hats off to him. But he did say, hey, what's safer, 6% with Elon or 12% with MicroStrategy? Now, I think risk reward, I think people are going to go with Elon. I think it's even FDIC insured. So it's going to be huge, right? That's going to be a big, they're also paying 3% on their debit cards, which I think is going to be huge. Of course, I like the CoinZoom credit debit card. We earn up to 5%, but you got to hold a certain amount of the tokens, right? But to get to 3%, you'd only have to hold like $500 worth, $300 worth of tokens. But still, you're going to be able to get a debit card and earn 3% back. I think X Money is going to be pretty successful. Wish it fix the algorithm on X in the meantime. Hype spot ETF recorded 164.06 net inflows in June. Hype doing good, continuing to do good. I think they have a little bit of not being decentralized enough. That's the only thing I worry about with Hype, because they're clearly getting market share and having that network effect. But I do worry about the fact that there's already two countries, Singapore and someone else, put them on their like risky watch list. So if they're not, if they can drag the owners and threaten them, scare them, drag them, could cause some problems for Hyperliquid. I think I'd like to see them. I don't know how decentralized they are. I don't know if that could be a potential risk. Other than that, they're doing great. But I'm still continuing to buy. SharpLink, which is one of the bigger Ethereum DATs, finally bought 10,000 Ethereum. They haven't bought in a long time, and their total reserves 886,725. So, good sign that they bought. Kalshi, Michigan court. Kalshi hit with 120 daily fines in Michigan court. So this is something, these prediction markets are yet to be determined. There's a couple countries, a couple states coming at them now. If they're making more than $120,000 a day on profits out in their bettors from Michigan, then they're going to do it. Otherwise, they're going to cut people off from there. But anyway, that's an ongoing thing. Man, they're, making billions on this, billions of dollars in bets on this World Cup stuff. Australia's crypto rule goes live. All BTC and ETH transfers now require sender and recipient. So, it'll be illegal basically, not that people won't still do it, and I don't know if that's just going to be for a centralized exchange or they're making it illegal for people theoretically to be using DEXs there. They're saying all requirement, you got to have KYC the other side. So that's interesting. Once again, pretty dystopian, it sounds like. But anyway, that goes into effect tomorrow. So it might even be that it'd be illegal if you're in Australia to even use a DEX or send money without having both sides doxed and disclosed. I don't know, man, but it's about all the news. Like I say, not much war news, not much anything. Of course, it might be a week to chill, enjoy, barbecue, start today with some tacos, maybe a little tequila, watch some World Cup. And I wish I could tell you what games and stuff for today, but I don't even know. We'll get that probably from Scott if he can join us over there, or some of our people in Europe there who follow it closer. Of course, we got Shabbat page. But anyway, I'm looking forward to trying to watch a few games today. And I was going to yesterday, but I forgot I had to help my nephews. I think I've told you I have 3 nephews we pretty much raised, because my deadbeat brother and his crazy wife, now ex-wife, would just dump the kids on us for like 6 months. And couple times they got taken away from us and lived with us for like a year or two at a time. Anyway, the oldest one just his apartment is renting, they're renovating it, and so he's had to move out, and so I helped him move yesterday. Luckily, only one truckload. He's a single young guy with not a bunch, and but anyway, my other nephew who just got married, he joined us too. Big Pokemon guys. These guys were, way back when they were little kids, they were getting Pokemon cards. The one that's married, I don't know what he's gotten Pokemon cards, a lot though. And my deadbeat brother would put their stuff in storage and then not pay the storage. He lost multiple Charizard and probably $1 million worth of Pokemon cards because my brother didn't. Back then, they weren't worth that much. Back then, they were worth thousands. Now they're worth probably hundreds of thousands or millions, and my brother wouldn't pay the rent. So, but anyway, he has a hell of a huge collection. He worked at a card store and a comic book store, and he was like 10 just for free, And anyway, he's into that stuff. So we were chatting about that yesterday. But anyway, that's it. Let's look at the markets one last time. And I think we're going to see sideways, slow bleed. Let's refresh this. NASDAQ going up good, 0.69. Dow down 0.17. S&P looks perfect. Oh, S&P up 0.33. So, okay, now refresh. NASDAQ positive 0.69, Dow 0.16, S&P 0.33. So looking good. Let's see if it's affecting Bitcoin at all. Bitcoin still going a little bit of a bounce. Let's look at on the hourly. Yeah, a little bit. That's the hourly chart. Low of 58. Now we're 58.60, about $500. So yeah, I'm saying enjoy some football, enjoy the World Cup. Have fun with some families, and let's kind of hope we don't go crazy between now and Monday. That's where I think we are. But I will be back tomorrow, and I'll be back Thursday. We won't do a show on Friday, on Saturday, not Saturday, Friday, because the markets are closed. So we won't be doing this show. Won't probably be doing the GM show. But yeah, feel free to join me over there in the GM show. Appreciate everyone here on YouTube, and also on X, man. And we'll be here tomorrow. See where we're at. Hopefully we can kind of hang on and at least maintain. We don't have a massive drop, but